prosperity. So, for your soul to prosperity from anything in general life, you must have, one, question your doubts, not your faith. So where are you now? Why are you doubting? Why are you so afraid to have prosperity and prosper in your life? We spend too much time dwelling on our misgivings and experiencing faith and as an occasional flash in the pan. God's promises are for believers, and so start believing what He says. 2, not to be a lone ranger is not the smart option. In the Old Testament, it tells a story about God's people and we're addressed to congregations. So as we grow and be led, and we relate to not isolate ourselves from others. 3, guard your thoughts. It's very, very important that we do that because the devil will mess with your head. I have personally experienced that myself, and I do not want to go back in that place ever again in my lifetime. Okay, I had a big nagging voice in my head, and I remember it was yelling at me, and then I had a quieter voice that was God telling me the opposite. And it was like having a spiritual warfare. It was like having a battle in my head, and I was trying to fight it, and it was hard, it was tough, and I've been dealing with that for years now. And when you have faith in God, I'll tell you what, the spiritual war gets stronger, and God will tell you, put on your breastplate of His armor, okay, get your helmet, get your vest on, you're going into war like a soldier. Okay, so we're fighting against evil, spiritual evil. Okay, it's not an average human being, it's spiritual war against humans, against the spiritual warfare against Satan, who uses humans as an excuse to find a way to destroy us. Okay, he comes to kill, destroy, and take away what is rightfully ours in God's kingdom. Okay, so guard your thoughts. It's very important that you stay positive each and every day and stay close to Him with your faith fully in Him. Okay, and the next is when you practice mind management. Okay, that's important. I'm doing that myself as well. So I'm a classic example. And waking up in gratitude. Writing down what 3 things you are grateful for. Okay? I started doing that a lot more now. And praying and then meditating. And then these beautiful gratitude items come into my mind. Okay? And it will transform your day dramatically. So, in everything you have to give thanks for. Okay? And one Thessalonians says 5:18. Read that and you will understand what I mean. And number 5, get rid of anything that distracts you from God. Things that are negative. Things that make you feel it's negative. Go for items that are positive. Don't watch the news. Forget the news. News is negative anyways. And I would suggest watching certain movies and watching YouTube. Sometimes it has some really good videos on there about, motivation and things like that. Just something very positive about it. And there are other things. Toss the junk reading materials that you no longer need. If it's not serving any purpose, chuck it out and get Joyce Meyer book instead. I'll tell you what, she is amazing. I'm privileged to actually met her many years ago, and it was a life-changing situation for me. But when I went to a different kind of event, I was life-changed. That's a story for another time. That will be my testimony. And knowing God's mercy and grace, we have undeserved grace upon us. Be thankful for that, okay? Stop dwelling on it, on not deserving it. And, you know, humanity is just intense. Where do I begin on that, you know? Where do I begin? But however, play positive music. I play worship music. I play the Newsboys, and I dance to it. I enjoy it. And my favourite is Restart. So I play that on a daily basis. And number 8, be Pacific. You know, just when discussing whom I disapprove of, be careful what you say, okay? And number 9 is be gracious to those who, you know, that are around you. Sometimes we all make mistakes, and it's not perfect. Nobody's perfect. And then there's so many ways we could do it. Remember that God chose them to be around us for a good reason. And it's sometimes easier to be gracious to a non-believer than it is to uptight, judgmental Christians. So, you know,